Hello everyone, this is Adam with Fear No Evil, back with another Saturday security tip. Today we will see an effective active killer response from Judges chapter 9. I hope you are not surprised by the Bible reference, since every time I mention the company name I'm quoting directly from Psalm 23 verse 4, and a major focus of Fear No Evil is protecting houses of worship. In fact, the company name was derived from the next book that I'm working on, Fear No Evil, Protecting Houses of Worship. So here's a preview of what you will be able to read in the future. According to the Department of Homeland Security, an active killer is an individual actively engaged in killing or attempting to kill people in a confined and populated area. We see those elements in Judges chapter 9, verses 52 through 54, where the Bible says, "And Abimelech came unto the tower, and fought against it, and went hard unto the door of the tower to burn it with fire. And a certain woman cast a piece of a millstone upon Abimelech's head, and all to break his skull. Then he called hastily unto the young men his armor-bearer, and said unto him, Draw thy sword and slay me, that men say not of me a woman slew him. And his young man thrust him through, and he died." So we see here an evil man going to a target-rich environment, attempting to murder as many innocent people as possible, using arson as his main weapon, who encountered effective resistance by a woman using a weapon of opportunity, and chose to commit suicide as soon as he was faced by a courageous defender. First, let me deal with the false idea that the Bible teaches pacifism, or that all killing is condemned in the Bible. There are three types of lethal force in the Bible: murder, capital punishment, and self-defense. Of those three, only one of those, murder, is condemned, while self-defense and capital punishment are fully endorsed as responses to murder. Here in Judges chapter 9, lethal force was justly used in self-defense to stop a murderer and protect innocent life. There is no moral equivalency between murder and self-defense, and the Bible does not teach pacifism. Next, we see that these people were already in a lockdown, but realized that it was not going to keep them safe for much longer. So they examined their options and realized it was time to fight. I cannot commend this woman enough for seeing that something else needed to be done and for taking action. She was not going to hide in a corner and hope that the fire department arrived in time to quench the fire before she burned to death. She went directly to the source of the trouble and stopped the threat. She did not let the fact that she did not have a spear or bow stop her. She found a weapon of opportunity, the piece of a millstone, and combined it with the force-multiplying effect of gravity to break his skull. She was not trying to distract him. She was not trying to hurt him a little. Her intent was to break his skull. When faced with the threat of death, she took decisive action to end the threat permanently. As John Carrillo with Active Self-Protection often says, comply fully or resist fully. She resisted fully, and she is a good example for us today. In the run, hide, fight model, when fight becomes your best option, fight without reservation. Lastly, let me address the use of weapons of opportunity. Her use of the millstone is one of several examples in the Bible, along with Yael's hammer and tent spike and Samson's jawbone. I'm glad it worked, but let's not pretend that weapons of opportunity are better than purpose-built defensive tools. A spear or bow would have been much better. Today, some active killer response trainers try to make it sound like it's better to throw staplers and hot mugs of coffee at a shooter. That's nonsense. No professional protector would choose those things over a gun. Have you ever heard of a SWAT team rolling up to engage an active shooter with air horns and footballs? I'm glad that improvised weapons work sometimes, but you will definitely be better prepared to save innocent lives if you are as armed as you can be. Guns, knives, OC spray, batons, and Wingard wearables tomahawks are better than thrown books every day that ends in Y. I hope that has been helpful to you. If I can help assess your facility and train you at your church, synagogue, mosque, temple, lodge, meeting house, hall, or other house of worship, contact me at fearnoevil.us.